2. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When you think of the Netherlands, you probably picture tulips, windmills, wooden clogs, and maybe a lot of cheese. But what about the stereotypes, asterisk inside asterisk the country? The Dutch have their own set of playful jabs and clichés for each of their 12 provinces. Today, we're diving deep into the quirky, funny, and sometimes surprisingly accurate stereotypes that define the different regions of this flat little country. From the supposedly slow southerners to the stubborn northerners, we're going to explore what the Dutch really think of each other. So, grab your stroopwafel, get comfy, and let's start our tour of the 12 provinces of the Netherlands. First stop, North Holland. This is the province everyone knows, even if they don't realize it. It's home to Amsterdam, the capital of canals, chaos, and tourists. The stereotype people from North Holland, especially Amsterdam, are seen as arrogant, direct to the point of being rude, and always in a hurry. They think they're the center of the universe because, well, in many ways, they are. They talk fast, walk fast, and have an opinion on everything, too. If you're not from Amsterdam, you're basically just a farmer in their eyes. Outside the capital, you have places like Haarlem, which is like Amsterdam's more relaxed, sophisticated older sibling. But the big city vibe of North Holland is all about being loud, proud, and unapologetically direct. Next, we travel south too. You guessed it, South Holland. This province is the engine room of the Netherlands. It's got Rotterdam, with its massive port, and The Hague, the seat of government. The stereotype here is all about hard work and no-nonsense attitudes. People from Rotterdam are known for their neat, lullen, maar-poëtsen mentality, which means don't talk, just get to work. They're seen as grafters, builders, and incredibly direct, even more so than their Amsterdam rivals. Meanwhile, people from The Hague are stereotyped as being a bit posh, bureaucratic, and formal. They're the politicians and civil servants. So they are perceived as being more buttoned up and maybe a little stiff compared to the working-class heroes of Rotterdam. Let's head east to the province of Utrecht. Right in the middle of the country, Utrecht is often seen as the slightly more wholesome, centrally located version of Amsterdam. Its capital city, also named Utrecht, has beautiful canals but is considered more manageable and less overwhelming. The stereotype for people from Utrecht is that they're students, academics, and generally well-educated. They're articulate, a bit nerdy, and speak very proper Dutch, known as algemeen beschaafd, because of its central location. People from Utrecht are also seen as being the most average Dutch person, not too northern, not too southern, just perfectly in the middle. They're the friendly, accessible heart of the nation. Now we venture into the deep south, to the province of Limburg. Tucked away between Germany and Belgium, Limburg feels like a different country sometimes. The stereotype is that people from Limburg are all about joie de vivre, or, as the Dutch say, borganish. They love good food, good drink, and a good party. They're seen as slower, more relaxed, and much friendlier than the folks from the Randstad. Their accent is soft and melodic, often joked about as sounding like they're always singing. And of course, there's Carnival. While the rest of the Netherlands might see it as a silly dress-up party, for Limburgers, it's a way of life. The stereotype is that they live for those few days of festive chaos. Right next door is North Brabant, another southern province with a similar reputation for being fun-loving and easygoing. It's home to cities like Eindhoven, the tech hub, and Den Bosch. North Brabant shares the Burgondish lifestyle with Limburg. The stereotype is that Brabanters are friendly, welcoming, and have a very soft, rolling G sound in their speech, which the Northerners love to imitate. They're considered less direct and more jovial than people from the West. They work to live, they don't live to work. Eindhoven adds a modern twist, with a stereotype of being full of tech geeks and international expats. But the overarching vibe of Brabant remains one of warmth, coziness, and a good sense of humor. Let's go, all the way to the top, to Groningen. This is the wild north. The stereotype for Groningers, as they're called, is that they are incredibly stubborn, stoic, and don't say much. There's a famous joke. A man from Groningen is on a date. After an hour of silence, the woman asks, "Aren't you going to say anything?" He replies, "I've got nothing to complain about." That pretty much sums it up. They are seen as down-to-earth, no-frills people who can be a bit reserved and hard to get to know. But once you're in for life. They're loyal and dependable. The phrase, "Our God needs Spovan Groningen," or "Nothing beats Groningen," is their proud motto. To the west of Groningen is Friesland or Friesland. This province is fiercely independent. The Frisians have their own official language, their own flag, and a very strong sense of identity. The stereotype is that they are extremely proud and, like their Groninger neighbors, incredibly stubborn. They're known for being honest, hardworking, and maybe a little closed off to outsiders. You don't mess with a bay. They are the people of the lakes and the fields, famous for their black and white cows, ice skating, and a sport called fieldjeppen, which is basically pole vaulting over canals. The ultimate stereotype is a farmer on skates, stubbornly speaking Frisian, and refusing to budge. South of Friesland, we find Drenthe. Drenthe, the butt of many Dutch jokes. The stereotype is that, that nothing ever happens in Drenthe. It's portrayed as a quiet, rural province full of forests, heathlands, and ancient burial stones called hunebeden. People joke that Drenthe doesn't even exist. Those who do acknowledge it see its inhabitants as simple, nature-loving country folk who live a quiet life. They're seen as calm, perhaps a bit slow, and perfectly happy being away from the hustle and bustle of the rest of the country. If you want peace and quiet, Drenthe is the place to be, but don't expect a wild party. Now for Overijssel, a province that's often seen as a bit of a mix. It's stereotyped as being divided between the down-to-earth, hard-working people in the Twente region, Vent, and the more reserved, traditional folks in the rest of the province, especially in the Bible Belt areas. People from Twente are known for their strong local pride and their dry, understated sense of humor. They're seen as practical and reliable. The rest of Overijssel, especially around cities like Zwolle, is perceived as being a bit more buttoned up and conservative. It's a province of contrasts. From the bustling city of Enschede to the picturesque canal village of Giethoorn, the Venice of the north. Let's head to Gelderland, the largest province by land area. Gelderland is stereotypically seen as a province of two halves. You have the Veluwe, a huge national park, where people are seen as nature lovers, hikers, and perhaps a bit posh, living in beautiful villas in the woods. Then you have the Achterhoek region, which literally means back corner. People from the Achterhoek are stereotyped as being rugged, no-nonsense farmers who love rock music and local festivals called Ten Feesten. They are seen as straightforward, a bit rebellious, and very attached to their rural roots. So, Gelderland is a mix of refined nature enthusiasts and down-to-earth country rockers. Almost there. Next up is Flevoland. This province is unique because most of it was reclaimed from the sea in the 20th century. Because it's so new, the stereotype is that Flevoland has no culture, no history, and no soul. It's seen as a place of modern, planned cities like Almere and Lelystad, filled with commuters who work in Amsterdam. The houses are all similar, the landscape is flat and windy, and it's all just a bit boring. People who live there are stereotyped as pioneers of a sort, but also as people who couldn't find a place to live in the real Netherlands. It's the ultimate suburb, practical but lacking the charm of the older provinces. And finally, we arrive at Zeeland. The name literally means sealand, and that's exactly what it is. A province of islands and peninsulas battling the water. The stereotype of the Zeehoen is that they are frugal, hardworking, and very traditional. They are often seen as being very closed off and wary of outsiders, a trait born from centuries of living in isolated communities. They're known for their traditional clothing, which you might still see worn by older women on special occasions. They are also incredibly resilient, having faced the devastating North Sea flood of 1953. So they are tough, thrifty, and deeply connected to the sea and their land. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the stereotypes of all 12 Dutch provinces. From the arrogant Amsterdammers to the stubborn Frisians and the fun-loving Limburgers. Of course, these are all just playful generalizations, and the Netherlands is full of diverse and wonderful people everywhere you go. But it's always fun to see how people in one tiny country can have so much fun teasing each other. Which stereotype did you find the most accurate or the funniest? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more cultural deep dives. See you next time.